any leniency that's already occurred probably won't be occurring in the future. Again, they were lenient on Elon for years. Right? But then he's propped up. I'm just telling you. The things are saying that he's going to end. I don't know. That could be prison. That could be death. Again, he uses drugs. Who knows? Well, you could have stayed away from me yesterday. I've been that easy, all of you. So again, I believe Trump's being manipulated. Right? The idea where Biden wasn't running the office, I don't know if Trump's really running it. Again, he may think he is because it's PSYOP. Right? He was able to get the but I mean, he should learn from this. He was able to get the NASDAQ up a little bit. Right? So those are the type of things that they're looking for. Not this friction and this craziness. Well, the judges aren't beyond seeing the fact that Elon is a recipient of government funds, a large amount, and has been probably almost his whole entire life. I think PayPal is probably the only place where it didn't happen. Right. And then he's telling everybody else they can't have money. It's a conflict of interest. And what they're saying is, well, because the administration gets to, there's a track record here that the court can see. The administration is not going to say no to Elon Musk. Because they say, well, we're the final say-so. Well, are you really? Doesn't look that way. It's like the tail wagging the dog. Okay. So again, I'm just telling you how the court works. You're going to say all this shit. Court's not going to accept it. And if you think that your spycraft browbeat mechanism is going to force them into it, it's not going to work. Again, they've hit the point where I hit years ago. There's no reason to comply with your Nazi machine, all of you. I mean, you just have nothing you can bring to the courtroom. You really don't. I mean, they just handed. I mean, y'all need to wake up or wake the president up. I don't know if he sees it because he's so busy with stuff. They just handed the Proud Boys over to the African, AME church. A judge did. I mean, they're trying to communicate with the administration to tell them it's too far. No, we're going to actually see the largest judicial ruling of an administration in the history of the United States. That's where we are. You can't get out of that at this point. But you can lessen it. He doesn't own the Supreme Court. He's appointed some judges who are conservative leaning, but he's not conservative leaning. What the administration is doing is not conservative leaning. Right. So although you may be able to keep Thomas and Alito, that would be it. We've already seen that split. Thomas and Alito for Trump, everybody else against. So again, if you'd have let me be and let my life settle down, I'd had a good night last night, and I'd just be instructing you in things. And I am instructing you. I'm your best friend for telling you this. I mean, maybe Musk needs to get into rehab. I don't know. He's got something going on that it doesn't look normal. You can see it in his eyes. Again, remember all those posts about people that are mass murderers and stuff and what their eyes start to look like? I saw a couple of photos of Elon Musk, and they got that look. I'm serious. There's something not right about Elon, and it better not be drug-induced. They find him on drugs, those judges will destroy you all. Right? They find any of these young people that are using drugs, they'll destroy you all. Oh, you think, look, somebody will come into your office today and shake your hand and just be sitting there waiting to get you all. DEA agents aren't happy. They know those people use drugs. They go deep undercover. They could die in a second if somebody knows their identity. You're not doing what you're like. You got all those ICE people out there. You don't even give a shit that they're out there. Because Elon's shitting on them, saying they never showed up to work. And now he's risking their identity. No, the fact is, those people are not supposed to have access. Period. What they do with it is really irrelevant at this point. But again, is relevant. You're all actually liberals, but not liberals. I mean, I guess you're just banana republic cronies or something. Because you're not really liberals or conservatives. Get me my money, and I'll be able to get out of this much easier. 100%. It's obvious I deserve, I mean, everything I deserve. Again, it exists. If CIA wants to pay somebody, sometimes they get 100% disability in a second because there's no other way to pay the person. Or that's the easiest way to pay the person. Correct. So I should be paid for my work. I should be paid for my disability. I should be paid for the torture. Right. That's the start. Right. After all, the people who did this to me got millions of dollars. Some of it government money. Correct. Thanks, Larry. So again, just to show you, I went to buy green tea from Walmart. I didn't see the word mint on it. That would mess up my stomach. Right. A little bit of green tea doesn't irritate it, but the mint would. So now I don't have any normal green tea. So I have to drink coffee, which could irritate my stomach. Now I do it very, very light coffee, but right. See, that's what's happening. They're blinding me. And of course they're doing it because I'm healing. Right. So they're trying to murder me, actually. Okay, here's one of the regular green tea. Here's another. Thank you, God. That was God who just spoke through me. God's got a million voices, man. As I told you, if you can hear, again, it's not hearing voices, right? It's a conversation you pick up in your mind. Right? It's part. You could say it's part of imagination, but I've explained it before. It's the same channel as imagination, but something's on the other side, God or angels or whatever. Right? Thank you. Right. Some people have the ability, like, let's say they're writing a movie. They have the ability to actually sit in their mind and kind of create that movie and hear the interactions. What they try to do is make that crazy. So it's like what I call errant voices. And that's also what we call Satan. Boy, it's freaking overcast. I can't wait till that sun gets out there. Right. Now, if I have my sleep, I don't care as much either. So again, they just whittle everything away. And again, it's like a torture. Well, they know if I get sick to the stomach, I don't sleep well. Thank you, Larry. So I need to get some massages here shortly. If you gave me my money, it would just all happen and fall into place. I mean, they know that. That's why they blocked me from everything. House, money. If I had a house, it'd have been easier. Again, I couldn't see that it was more financially sound to actually spend the money than not spend the money. Right. But again, there was other stuff too, harassments and right. And then they were trying to make it look like my life in Santa Fe was picking up, using fake people. It did work where I got 4 containers of water from the pharmacy store delivered. Right. Didn't have to go buy all that. I don't even know. This is like so shitty. I think also the stuff I ate yesterday that I got from Amazon may have made me sick. So I'm not even sure what doing. You can't return that stuff. And I'm not going to eat it because I got sick after I ate it. But I think it was the harassment. So again, this is the weird part. They start screwing around. It's happened before. When I buy food items from Walmart, they do crazy shit around it. And then I end up trying to return it. I mean, Amazon's nice and it lets me keep it, but I don't want to have that. I don't want to do that. Right. So if they didn't harass me on Amazon, I would know whether this food was good or bad. I'm going to call them and say I got sick. I'm just going to tell them I have to. Either one of those made me sick. And it could be. I don't know. Along with everything else, again, it mounts up. And of course, now my back and my hip is in pain. Meanwhile, all day yesterday, I was healing and everything was getting better. But it's just the presentation is bullshit. The president has to present things that are in an expedient manner. If you get to certain parts of it, then fine. But he didn't need to say it. He needed to approach it like I am. And I know he's trying to say it, but he's already like too far ahead. But again, Lindsey Graham told him, look, I'm not voting for it. Right. Again, those Jews have money, those Jews have kids. Let them take care of it. They can take some time out of the yeshiva and go clear shit out of the Gaza. We don't send our kids over there. Now, what you could do, again, there are risks, and we want everybody to know the risks. You could, they could ask for volunteers, and private corporations, right? They did the clearing in Kuwait. So it's a lucrative kind of venture. But don't you dare send our military over there. It's usually prior military. But again, make sure that they know that it's dangerous. Thank you, Larry. So do the same thing. If you're going to do it, you would do the same thing we did after Desert Storm. Right? They have private corporations hiring former military, EOD, and combat engineers. I mean, back then they were paying like, I think, $120,000 a year or something. That was big money, right? Again, a contract, security entity. I don't know if you want to do that. That was what we did in Bosnia, I think, or something. Now leave our military out of some shit like that. It's like them burn pits, you know? Right. Actually, probably worse. Meanwhile, like in 10, 15 years, all those Jews will be having that waterfront property, and our people will be sitting in a VA hospital on their deathbed. Again, I don't like Judenrat. I don't like rich Jews that are, there's some they're okay, but they're just self-centered. They're just self-centered piece of shit. They don't adhere to the Torah at all. And again, sin is sin. But again, you're supposed to take care of the stranger, the orphan. You'll take care of them as long as they're your own kid or in your synagogue, right? Right. But again, we don't want to put our military there. That's for sure. That shit's nasty. That's it. Right. Somebody put that in your head. Right. Yeah. So what I would do is back up a little bit. And again, you have them coming to visit. Right. And I know you hinted you would give them nice properties or something. Right. So what we would do is, I think in reality, well, because every one of these, they could build a city. Oh, Jerusalem, the capital. Okay, again, I'm hearing from MBS. I'm not telling you MBS knows that I'm saying anything or anything like that, or that he's speaking to me. But I interact with MBS, and he said, well, Jerusalem is a sticking point. Right. Well, I don't know. All I'm saying is you could have Palestine, Saudi Arabia. This is what you asked for. Cities in each one of these countries. You have Palestine. They pay for a city to be built. It's called Palestine, Saudi Arabia. A city that's built, Palestine, Turkey. A city that's built, Palestine, Egypt. Right. Palestine, Jordan. Right. There you go, in Palestine. I don't. Read your scriptures. If you read your scriptures, you understand that property doesn't mean anything. Like you're not supposed to be that attached to a location and a land. Right. 100%. Plus, everybody goes to Mecca anyway, right? So go build Palestine, Saudi Arabia near Mecca. All right. Thank you, Larry. It's probably not worth. It's just too dangerous for the children to go back. They shouldn't even be there now. Right? It's just sick, because remember Desert Storm and all that, right? It's sick land at this point. Toxic. 100%, Murray. I'd just give it up. Tell you the truth, it's just not. They're just not worth it. It's not worth it. God is everywhere. Right. Thank you, Lawrence. And looking forward for the Palestinian people, you'd have a better life if they gave you enough money. Make sure you get the money. Right. And the construction projects and all that. Yeah, I have very nice homes, right, apartments, and whatever else they give you. Right. Thank you, Larry. You live a better life than I lived. Right. Built some places of worship. Correct, sir. No, it's not the same plan, believe me. I'm sure you're planning to send our people over. Don't do it. Right. Stick with your idea of not sending our people. Send contractors. So again, Israel can hire or have, bid out a contracting thing, and then, contractors come out. Right. I mean, it's just crazy. You got people that won't join the military and, won't this, won't that. And then you're going to send our people? Wait, well, you're putting them in harm's way where we could just have an event. I mean, it's going to be a lot of bad blood, bad feelings. So we can end up having something like the pull out of Afghanistan. It just in a flash, boom, gone. There's nothing you can do. Bad press. They're dead. Right. Well, I don't know if we have enough money to actually fund what they would require. Right. If they're going to give up that land, they need to live pretty good, and they need to have their own city. And then, like Egypt would have to agree. Right. Jordan would have to agree. Again, I don't know if Saudi Arabia is going to do it or not, but well, he's pushing back just like everybody else did. Trump does something, and then they push back further. And then this is what I was trying to tell you all. If you piss off the Arabs to a certain point, even if you move the Palestinians out, they're just going to attack you from the outside in. Right. So you might end up being crushed from all sides, including the governments that were helping you stay protected. Well, there's a lot of peace process to go on. I don't know what the answer is with Hamas. I don't see them leaving, right? Unless you get somebody in as a leader that understands what's best for his people, right? I mean, if they're going to give you a slice of land, like and develop it into a city, why not? Right? So, several cities in several countries. Agreed. I mean, you could essentially, I don't know if Saudi Arabia is going to do it, but you could do Jordan, Egypt, and I would do it. I think Turkey would take some people. Right. They already have a big community. Do they have space for another city? Right. Well, you'll be protected in Turkey. Right. I mean, your orphans, your widows, they'll be protected. The stranger, you'll be the stranger, they'll protect you. Torah stuff. So, I would contact Turkey also and see if they'll do it. Because Turkey definitely would protect them. Thank you, Lars. Now, I don't know how languages go. I guess you all speak very similar to the same language, correct? Right. Yes. I don't know if there's like dialects or what. Right. But I just think, again, I know the people planning it had ulterior motives. But just don't let that stand in the way of you getting somewhere. Again, negotiate something great. I mean, you don't want FEMA trailers as homes. You're not asking, you're not going to let them give you FEMA trailers. But I do remember Khobar Towers was nice. Right? But the Bedouins didn't come in from the desert. At least that's what they told us was the story of that place. High ceilings. It actually had marble, I think. Marble bathrooms. Wherever they are, they need to be destroyed. The quicker you do it, the better it'll be for the world. Regular. It's not politics only. your psychopathic serial killers. What we got here? No, I thought it was Putin. Right. Now, it was somebody named Aga Khan, but it wasn't a good photo, and it looked like Putin. Right. Oh, that's maybe Putin. That's a Khan. Right. But what I would do is, I would definitely, I understand Jerusalem, but maybe it's just not worth it. You got to look to the future, look to your kids. It was a setup and a contract, but again, that's sick land. Your kids will be in the hospital. You'll be in the hospital again. That's already happening because of what's happening. So it's just they kind of end the misery and get somewhere, right? But they have to build you cities in these countries. They're trying to pick up a different dialogue in my mind. Devils. Every last one's a devil.